Hi everybody, this is Donnaleigh from Donnaleigh.com. This is a personality spread, so it's to talk about what somebody's like. If you have a grand tableau and a person, say a gentleman, is in the middle of it, this will help you understand how to use cards around it to define somebody's personality traits, physical traits, that sort of thing. Now, what I'm going to use this for, first of all, it's just a 9-card spread. I added an extra one because in this particular deck, which is the Melissa Lenormand by Melissa Hill, which comes in an awesome tin, this particular deck has one called the Joker. And I wasn't sure if people would know what that meant because it's not a typical Lenormand card. So I just drew an extra one to help us define that, and that was a coffin. And then I asked Melissa what that particular card means, and she gave us a very interesting description of what that particular card is, which I think is pertinent to this person's personality. Melissa says that the Joker is a wild card. This is what it looks like. If the Joker comes up in a reading for Melissa, she feels it's a marker that either the person is feeding her a line or that she's trying to convince herself of a truth that doesn't exist, or things aren't what they seem. That's kind of a good definition for that. Next to the coffin card, that those things may be related to his death or to somebody else's death. Okay? Now, this spread, when I had somebody in mind, which is an adult male who is deceased, 2 people came up in my head over and over, and it turns out they have more similarities than I even realized, and I think that was kind of either being channeled or something, because you'll see that everything I have to say here applies to both. Now, things that I noticed first here, I'm going to give you the names of these first 9 cards. Underneath them are house cards, which I'll address later. I wanted first a 9-card spread for simplicity, and then for the more advanced card uses, we added the houses. So first of all, we have ship, bear, path, woman, gentleman, bouquet, letter, key, and then joker with that coffin. All right. So if we were to just look at these cards, I see here that there's a woman and a man that have something very close together. Because there's a coffin here, that they both probably ended up dying or both had a death. And interesting that the path is up here too, and it's knighted with her, woman. Path is 2 people, 2 ways. Coffin, both of them. So her and he, it's in this, they both passed away. Maybe it even happened at the same time. That did not happen for both of these people, but there seemed to be a significant female in this person's life. Ship is another thing that can indicate death, and with the coffin moving on, that's very interesting. Bear is strong presence. It might be someone who's a leader or a manager. So this man, that might have been key to his personality. He might have looked a little like a bearish or something. Who knows how his physical build is. For letter, it's the message that he has. The message that this person had was key to death. Message, key, death. Letter, key, coffin. Movement, making people move, him moving, ship, foreign, overseas. This all is significant too. Overseas leadership was his path. Overseas leadership led to a split in something. His gifts were in moving people, making people move with his message, getting people to believe his message. That next to this Joker card adds a slick snake oil salesman type vibe to it, which could have resulted in something very serious. We got coffin here. The letter might have had split something, whether it's people, split a message, so that's very interesting. Other things to look at, if we were to look underneath this, we have the following houses. Birds, which is how this person uses his voice. With the ship card, this is creating movement with your voice, creating movement within a flock of people. The bear is leadership, and cross is karmic burden. So this person's leadership may have resulted in a karmic burden. Path and snake is a slick, other-handed, sneaky 2 agendas with path. It may seem like I'm doing one thing, but in actuality what I'm really doing is something else. That paired with the Joker adds to this veneer and this illusion. With the woman, we have her on the lily. So it's almost like, that also says older woman or purity, or she may have some kind of, with the death, involvement in the death too, because lily could be that flower of death. gentleman, interestingly, he has clouds under him. And that is the confusion, perhaps even mental illness, something going on with this. Also, with the letter, we have child, wants to start something, initiate, may act as if something's pure. Again, with this over here, what looks so good may not be so good, could end up in death. The key is on top of the sun. The key is exposure, this person being seen, and having a message that looks positive in how he manages people. So this positive exposure is really key to this person's identity, but because he's got clouds under him, his message may not be so pure. Lastly, what we have under the coffin to emphasize that joker is the fox. That's like a double whammy. So we've got a real trickster here with the fox and the joker, with the coffin, on top of that with the snake, on top of that with he gives us messages as far as overseas, because with the ship it may travel far and wide, with his mental concerns, with his burden, and he may even say spirituality comes into this, and so how he does this, he may say this is based on what the belief of his particular religious system is, or the cultural system. He's using dogma to help push his agenda. So these are all important to him. Other things that people saw in these particular cards. Irwin said with the fox and the lady, someone has experienced deception in their relationship. And that could be under here as well. She thought that maybe they were getting a divorce, or perhaps they are moving on, and they did move on together in death in one of these two couples that I was thinking of. Marie says she thought it was someone who's larger than life, or maybe tall and burly. So that's with the bear, with the cross perhaps. For burly, or even like looking like a generous person, she saw bear. For now over 50, she saw lily. Internationally known, she saw a ship, bear, and path moving on to other nations. She even wondered if he was involved in technology or communications because of the letter, the path, and the ship, of how he got his message out there, because he got it so far and wide. And while he wasn't involved in journalism, journalism took all interest in these two people. Very smart and articulate is letter and path, and also with birds, using the voice would be another one. Perhaps very crafty or private with the fox. That's true. Someone guessed Elton John because of the older man and the bear, and that seemed like him in the singing because of the birds, but this person did not sing. He used his voice for other purposes. Some people asked if he wore glasses because of the snake. I know at least one of them did. I don't know. Someone guessed Aleister Crowley. Nope, not Aleister Crowley. There was a tree that they saw, which I don't have here. Somehow I had a tree. It turns out that at least one of these people had syphilis. And someone said that was the fox and not the tree card that they saw as the STD. And it turns out it was, like what I say, it's what you see is meant to be. So that fox that she thought was the tree turns out to be accurate for her reading, so it was an STD. Marie says that because of the man, the bear, the cross, and the snake, that it could have been a person confronted with a lot of criticism, perhaps from government and path as well, but someone who perhaps shared a message or his vision to others. So, and that would also be man in bouquet. And then she wondered if he was a revolutionary of sorts, and she thought Gandhi, but because of all these deceptive cards, Gandhi is not the one. Marie said that while he's trying to sell his vision or message to others, which on its face seems harmless and innocent, so that'd be sun and key to letter and child, either his enemies are trying to portray him as underhanded and a fraud. Sun and key to fox and coffin, and star and bouquet to cross, star and bouquet to cross. Or he may have been found out to be engaged in fraud or trickery, which may have ended his career. This is true. So sun and key to fox and coffin, and star and bouquet, again back to fox. Those were really, really good that she said. Also, if you look at the four corners of this card, the ship, the path, the letter, and the fox or the coffin, movement, two ways across the seas, a message that resulted in trickery and death. Marie also saw lies and cheating from the snake in the path. Someone whose job was involved in death or dealing with death, so that's the fox in the coffin. Either way, the situation has caused him to have to change his approach or the way he thinks. Yes. Someone said, is this Jack Kevorkian? Nope, it's not. Someone asked about Houdini. It's not. Marie saw this person as someone with possibly, because of the bear in the clouds, with a brooding personality, might have had a sense of doom or feeling obstructed by a system that just doesn't work. That's connection to the bear, which is descriptive of what she thought to be a taller statue. But also, since it's in the house of the cross and moon, could be representative of oppression by government or some authority. I don't know where she got the moon. She said, this made me think that he might be someone who has a real dissatisfaction of how a particular system is being operated. The key in the bouquet that surround the fox, so this and this with the fox, so the key in the bouquet that surrounds this fox is a person's job. Some people see fox's job. In the house of the coffin, death or illness or completion. The connection between bear and the house of the cross, connected to the snake and path, reminded Marie that he might have tried working within the system, but has either been lied to or has had to be deceptive. And when the heat is on, he got good at switching gears pretty quick and may be able to avoid authorities. Marie also said that because of fox, letter, and ship, fox, and ship, someone might have tried to falsify a communication. Cashlin added, this kind of fits all kinds of nasty creatures too, and I would agree with that. Letter, key, and fox is nasty campaigning. And at this point, somebody made the correct guess. Someone said, is it Hitler? And I said, yes, he had syphilis. But the person I was thinking also as I was putting this down was Osama bin Laden, and you'll find that they both had actually died on the same day.